Hello and welcome to another episode of Crizzy Books. I'm Crizzy, or Chris, but only my homeboys call me Chris. And today I'm going to be doing a review for Between Two Fires. Between Two Fires was written by Christopher Buehlman. I'm not quite sure if I'm saying that right. Buehlman, I don't know. And was published in 2012. This book takes place in France during the Black Plague. While the Black Plague is happening, there also seems to be a war raging between heaven and hell is apparently winning. God is absent. And this war is spilling over onto Earth. We have a lot of demons of hell running wild in the land. We follow our main character, Thomas, who is a former disgraced knight turned brigand. He saves our other pseudo kind of main character, Delphine, from his brigand brothers by stopping them from doing something really horrible to her by putting a sword through both of their heads. Delphine believes that angels have been speaking with her, telling her to go on a journey. They tell her to do this or that. And she believes that she needs to get to Avignon, France, for whatever reason. She's kind of unsure. They've just told her that's where she needs to get to. Along the way, they meet a priest, Matthew. They go through a lot of trials and tribulations on their way to Avignon, fighting monsters, false prophets, demons, etc. I thought that this was pretty good. Actually, it was really good. To a point. I like the setting. I like the religious aspects of it. It is genuinely exciting and horrific at moments. It's kind of a mixed bag of fantasy, horror, and historical fiction. And I think that it mostly works. So let's get into what did I like? What did I not like? What did I like? I think that the characters are developed really, really well. The three of our main characters, I enjoyed all three of them. They all feel like their own people. They all have unique perspectives, different arcs. Thomas's arc of redemption is one that I really, really enjoyed. Delphine with her, divine journey was really great. Matthew with his inner turmoils of being a priest and being gay. They all have their own internal struggles and problems that they're all trying to overcome on their journey. On top of that, a lot of the smaller side characters as well. I think that the author does a really great job of making you understand and care, or at least make them feel more important than just being there just because they need to be there as a plot device. One section that I really liked was early on. I'm calling it the Court of the Damned. I'm not really sure exactly what it was, but I really, really liked this as an early highlight in the book for me. It felt really disorienting and really strange and hot and fever dreamy, and I think that that's what it was supposed to be, and it's really successful at. The night statues, I guess that's also what I'll call it. I thought that this was a really good moment as well, with them pounding on the door, coming in eventually. This is all like kind of pretty terrifying. I thought that this was good. At first it seemed kind of hacky, like, oh god, statues coming alive, but I think that it does a pretty good job. All of the chaos with the penitents and the flying demon angel and the actual angel and them fighting and all of that, I thought all of this was really chaotically great. I thought it was really good, very exciting, awesome job. Saint Bernard tempting the priest. This is one of my favorite parts of the whole book. I thought this was so good. I was locked in for this. And honestly, I think most of it was because I really just wasn't sure where Matthew was going to go. He kind of always felt like this weaker-minded, weaker-willed character. And I wasn't sure that he was going to be strong enough to resist the temptation that was in front of him. Towards the end of the book, after Thomas dies and goes to hell, one of my absolute favorite parts of this book, I thought it was so great. The whole book, you're watching Thomas, rise to the occasion and be the more honorable person that you know that he is. And he's doing so much to redeem himself of his past failures, and to see him end up in hell after everything that he's done is like this horrible feeling. It's like, god damn it, and we know why that is. The descriptions of his torture and the sadness and grief, I thought it was all just incredibly effective, and you could really feel the weight of it, and just you could feel this like, he's stuck here forever. This is what hell is. He's going to be stuck here and tortured like this forever. And it's just very grim. Ultimately, him being saved and brought back by whatever Delphine turned into was really great. And even better that he chooses to go back to the living world and find Delphine, knowing that he'll just lose her again, and all it. Like, I loved all of that. I think that the actual ending was really, really great and really solid, of him finding her not really knowing who he is, but kind of having this sense of like, I kind of do know who this is. Fantastic. Loved it. The epilogue I probably could have done without, but I also did really like it. You know, him finally forgiving his wife, and I think that the moment between them was really good. Yeah, didn't need it, but it was still good. So let's get to what did I not like. I feel like the book throughout the whole thing would gain a lot of speed and momentum, and then just slow to a crawl. And it just kind of does that, constantly giving me details that aren't always pertinent, information that I don't really care about. And it just made it feel more drawn out than it needed to be. Everything in here that I like is really, really well done. All the other parts in this are really great. It was just these kind of in-between moments that were kind of dragging the story for me a little bit. Another thing was sometimes during big fights, especially the sea serpent is what always comes to my head. Like this being the first big trial that Thomas goes through. I had a lot of trouble really understanding what was going on throughout this fight. Maybe it was just me as I was reading it. I'm not sure if it was the way it was written. I just really couldn't get a solid like representation in my head of what this thing was. And, you know, I don't know. It kind of does that throughout. It throws things into action scenes or something. And it's like, wait, what the hell does that mean? Or what was that? And to make matters worse, there's a lot of talk of like military equipment and French words. I don't speak French. I'm not a military history buff. I don't really care about these things. Sometimes I would look things up, but for the most part, it's just like, well, hopefully it doesn't come up again, but it does. It just kind of takes me out of it a little bit. Again, personal problem, really, but it just didn't totally land for me all the time. So this was really tough to rate for me, because when it's good, which is a lot of it, is really good, and I did really like it. It's got really great moments, really great characters. It's so solid throughout a lot of it, but it's just, again, those in-between parts. I feel like a good editing, just to trim some of the fat off of this, would have made this a 4.5, maybe a 5-star for me. But because of those things, it did kind of drag for me. So I'm going to give it a 3.8 because I don't feel like it's quite a 4. A 4 would be like, I totally recommend you read it. I don't know that I could confidently say that based on how I felt about it. It is really, really solid. I keep repeating myself. This is a good book at its core. There's really good stuff in here. I just felt personally that there was a lot of fluff that didn't need to be there, that kind of weighs it down. So for that, I'm going to give it a 3.8. But what did you think? Have you read this? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Sound off in the comments below. Leave a like. Be sure to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.